Hello. In this video, I'm going to show you how to complete the Excel question on winter 2016. First thing I'm going to do is open the exam question. Task 3. You are going to prepare a spreadsheet to calculate the advertising costs charged by Hot House Design to each hotel in Goa. Use the most efficient formula. Display all currency values in Indian rupees to 2 decimal places. For example, the symbol and then 12.00 or INR 12.00. I would recommend looking for this option because it's easier to find and you won't get confused with anything else which may look like this. So, using a suitable software package, load the file 163resort.csv. So I'm going to do this now. And this is the file that opens. The first thing I want you to do is make sure you can see all the items. So I'm going to just double click and click in the top left hand corner. Let's double click there and that will automatically resize all the cells for you. Back to the question. Save this file as a spreadsheet with the file name 163 underscore and then your center number and then finally your candidate number. And they give you an example of how your file name should look. Please make note, they say save this file as a spreadsheet. Currently is a comma separated values file. So I'm going to go to the file, I'm going to go to File, Save As. I'm going to save it in an appropriate location. I'm going to change the save file type as Excel Workbook. That is really important. Okay, now I already saved it once before, so I'm going to call this version 2. Click on Save, but you don't need to call it version 2. This is just for my particular purpose. Click on Save, and that bit is now done. This is place an automated file name which includes the file path on the right in the header. Insert header. In the right, I need automated file name, then the file path. So file name is there. And then I put space in, file path. Done. Now, this view is very hard to work in. So I recommend you do from this stage, just go to View and click on Normal. So you return back to this. Back to the question. Insert 4 new rows before row 1. So I'm going to go back to here. And then I'm just going to highlight the first 4 rows like so. Right click, Insert, and that will automatically insert 4 rows for you. Back to the question. In cell A1, enter the title Hot House Design Costs for the Goan Tourist Board. I recommend you actually type this in and not copy and paste it in. So I'm going to do that. Hot House, make sure you use capital letters where required. Hot House Design Costs for the Goan Tourist Board. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to the question. Question says merge cells A1 to G1. A1 to G1 is here. I'm going to go to Home. And I know this is going to be merge in center, so I'm just going to merge in center, like so. With a white 36 point and center align. I don't need to do center align because I've already done it. Okay, and a sans serif font. So sans serif means Arial, So the first thing I'm going to do is change it to Arial, and 36. It's too big. Now I have seen some of you drag this out, okay, and I've seen some of you do this as well, okay. The best way to do this is go from cell A. Let's move cell A because that's the place where you've got the text. I'm just going to trick it out a little bit more. That doesn't look right, so I'm going to bring that out a little bit here. Just play around with it until it all appears like so. Bring A out a little bit more. Okay, and you can see all of it like so. Now, back to the question. Black background, and make sure the text is fully visible. So if I was to make this into a black background, obviously I cannot see the text. So what you should do here is make the text white, so you can see the text on the black background. Question 16. In cell F3, enter the text rate, and then in cell F4, enter 124.2. So the first thing we're going to do is find F3, which is there. I'm going to write in the word rate, and in F4, 124.2. So make the contents of the cells in rows, starting with resort and number of rooms, bold and underlined. So resort is there. All of these need to be highlighted, bold and underlined. Next question. In cell D6, enter a function to look up. As soon as you see the word lookup, that means you need to do a VLOOKUP. From the external file 163 talaka.csv. The Talaka name for this resort should appear in that cell. So the first thing I need to do is open my table array. This is your table array. There it is. Okay, and when you first open it, okay, it might be a little bit like this. Please just make sure you can see all the cells. In D6, so I'm in D6 now, I need to enter a lookup formula that looks up this code, which is here, the T code, okay, and places the name, the Talaka name there. Okay, so I'll type in equals VLOOKUP, open brackets. My lookup value is C6, comma. My table array is all of this area here. Then I'm simply going to click in this formula bar at the top. Okay, I'm going to press comma. I want to return the result from column 2, which is over here. So I type in 2, then comma. I want an exact match, and as you can see, it gives you the options here. So I'm going to type in false. I close my brackets and I press enter. Bardes is there, so I'm just going to double click in the right hand corner like this, and it will drag the formula down for me. If you're unsure if you've done it right or not, okay, just test one. So TSW should say Tiswadi. So go to my table array. TSW is Tiswadi, and it's there. Okay, back to the question. The question says, question 19. In cell E6, enter a function to look up from the external file 163 talaka.csv the location for this resort. So, as we just did, in the location box, equals VLOOKUP, open brackets. My lookup value, okay, again, I'm going to select T code, comma. My table array is this file over here. And again, I'm going to click over here, comma. This time, I want to return the result from not column 1, not column 2, but column 3. So now I will type 3. Then, comma. Again, I want an exact match, so I'll type in false and I will close those brackets. Press enter, and there you have Northwest. I can't see it, so I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. Click in that cell, bottom right hand corner, double click, and we'll enter it all for you. Back to the question. Now, question 20. In cell G6, enter a formula to calculate the advertising cost, which is a rate entered in step 16. So the 124.2, let me just show you this one here. By 25 if. As soon as I see the word if, that tells me that I need to do a nested if statement. Why is it a nested if? Because I've got more than one argument that I need to enter. So I'm going to go to the cell. G6 is here. Now, there are two ways of doing this. You can either do it the way I'm going to show you first, and then I'm going to show you another method as well. So the first method I'm going to show you, which I have seen most of you do, is the following. I'm just going to bring this to my second screen. So, equals if, open brackets, if the resort has, so if F6, okay, is less than or equals to 50, then we're going to say this times 25. Okay? Else, if, open brackets, if F6, this is the next statement I'm looking at. I'm just going to bring it over to show you very quickly. Okay? The next one is if F6 has more than 50 but less than 101, okay, then 75 times the other amount. So if F6 is less than 101, then that let me do that again. If F6, if this is greater than 50, then that times 25. Else, if, open brackets, if that is less than 101, then that times 75. Okay, this should have been less than or equals to 50. Okay, comma, if 150, okay, if it's less than 201. Okay, so again I'm going to go here. If this equals, else if, open brackets, if F6 is less than 2 or 1, I think it was, sorry, not 150, less than 150, then that times 150. Else 200 if it's by 200. Else that times 200. I have got 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to type in 1, 2, 3, 4 statements, enter. Okay, it should be 3 statements, apologies. I've got 3 statements, so enter. I double click and I drop that. I have a value there, and that's because, okay, it's moved down to rooms. So what I should have done in the formula here is where I had F4, I should have pressed absolute, 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 and absolute. So again, I'm going to press enter, and this time it shows everything. However, the cost is not in Indian rupees. So I'm just going to highlight that, right click it, format cells, currency. Remember I said look for INR, so I'm going to type in I, okay, and INR is there to 2 decimal places. Okay, done. The rate is there as well. Okay, also format cells, currency, again INR, done. Okay, so far so good. Okay, just for purposes of this exercise, I'm going to show you the other method of doing this formula, which is a little bit more efficient than what we've done. We know that every single time we have to use this cell times something else. So this time what we're going to do, we're going to say equals, okay, F4, and I'm going to absolute this, so it locks that cell in, okay, times if, open brackets, F6 is less than or equals to 50, then 25. This means every time it will just relate back to this. Okay? Else, if, open brackets, F6 is less than, and I'm just going to look at the question again to remind myself, less than 100. Okay, so if F6 is less than 100, okay, then it's, I think, 75. Okay, else if, open brackets, F6 is, look at the question again, if F6 is less than 100, okay, so less than 200, if it's less than 200, so if F6 is less than 200, then 150, else 200, okay, and then 1, 2, 3, close brackets, okay, and you can see it gives me the exact same amount. I'm going to drag it down again, make this a little bit bigger so you can see it, and side by side the formula is identical, but this one is a little bit more efficient. So you can either do it this way or this way, okay, whichever one you find easy. Do not panic in the exam if you think, oh my goodness, it doesn't look efficient. Okay, if they tell you to make it efficient, try your best to make it look efficient. If it doesn't, okay, just get a formula in there, make sure something is there. You just never know which marks you might pick up. I'm going to save this so I don't lose my work. In cell B27, enter a formula to add the number of rooms for the location in column A. So I'm going to go back to there. B27 is over here, central. So in B27, I need to enter a formula to calculate the number of rooms. Now there are different range, there's a different range over here. So this particular location, I need to type in equals sum if, open brackets. First thing I want to do is my sum range. Sorry, my range, not my sum range, my range. My range is going to be from E6 to E24, which is over here. Okay, because this matches this. I hope you can see that. Okay, comma. My criteria, okay, will be that, because I'm trying to count that if it appears here. Now, my sum range is the number of rooms, okay, comma, and that's this area here. But before I do anything, I need to absolute this, 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 and this. Not the middle one, not A27, because that will move down. Okay, then I close the brackets and I press enter. 0 central. Is that correct? Yes, it is. I don't have any central rooms. Let me drag it down. Okay, So 831 for north, northeast. If you were to add all of these up, okay, you would get 831. And west, you can see there's loads of west there. Okay, if I was really bothered, I'd do a quick auto sum of just west because it's sorted into order anyway. Okay, so check 1433, 1433. There you go, my formula works. Save it. Next question. It says replicate the formula, enter in steps 18, 19 and 20 for each resort. Replicate the formula in steps 20 for each location. I have done that. I have dragged it down, I have copied everything. Apply appropriate formatting to cells. So I've already formatted these so they are correct. Okay, I'm just gonna make this so it's wrapped. So I'm going to go to format cells, alignment, I'm going to say wrap text. Okay, like so. And then just drag it out a little bit so you can see everything. This is allowed. I'm going to get rid of this column, okay, because I don't need it. Okay, in fact, I'm just going to delete everything from here and just move this across over here, like so. Okay, now the question says apply appropriate formatting. I think I have now done that. Save and print a spreadsheet showing the formula. Make sure your name, sentence number and candidate number are entered in appropriate place on your spreadsheet. You have to make sure it is in landscape orientation. The row and column headings are displayed. The contents of all cells are fully visible. So I'm going to save it very quickly. I need to show all formulas. So I'm going to go to formulas and click on show formulas. That gives me this. Obviously that's way too wide, and you can see here, okay, that the dotted line means my page break is there. I need to make sure everything is visible, so I'm just going to double click all of these to make sure all my formulas can be seen, including this one here. Don't forget that one. I'm going to highlight everything, okay, and then first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the orientation, page layout, orientation, landscape. Okay, I have to print the whole of this, but before I do that, I need to put my name in an appropriate location. Now, we've already got something in our header, so I'm going to put inside my footer. Okay, so I'm going to go to the footer, and in my footer, I'm going to put over here, I'm going to put my name here, Mr. Ahmed. My center number is QA007. My candidate number 1234. Okay, that would be a suitable location for me. Again, I'm going to go to view and I'm going to go to normal so I can see everything. But I can't see everything on one page. I'm just going to make these a little bit smaller. Okay, use your common sense. Okay, where you can, just try and limit the space. And I'm going to highlight all of this like so. Okay, I can make this a little bit smaller like this. Okay, and then I'm going to go to File, Print. Okay, I'm going to select the printer. Then I'm going to go to Page Setup. As you can see from the preview, I can't see everything. So I'm going to go to Page Setup. Okay, I'm going to fit one page to one. Look at the paper size. Okay, paper size is letter. Change it to A4. Okay, press OK. That's quite small. Okay, I'm going to go back here. And I'm going to make the margins narrow, and I can see everything now. That would be a suitable printout. Then all I would do is click on print, okay, and it prints that page on its own. I also would need to show the exam board, okay, that and show the row and column headings, which I didn't do. So again, I'm going to go back, File, Print, okay, Page Setup. Go into margins, I don't need to do anything there. Header and footer, don't need to do anything there because I've already got my items in there. Go to sheet, okay, row and column headings. If it asks for grid lines, and in our example it doesn't, then click on it. Press OK. You will now see the row and column headings appear at the top and on the side for the row column headings. Back to the question. I have done everything else that needs to be done there, okay. So that question is now done. Then it says print the spreadsheet showing the values. So again, I'll go to my spreadsheet. I will go to formulas. I will untick that. Okay. I need to resize this so I can see everything. Okay. Again, just highlight everything and just make sure everything can be seen like so. Perfect. Back to the question. Is in portrait orientation this time. Prints on a fits on a single page wide, sorry, and all contents of the cell are fully visible. Again, I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, hot house design for cost can't be seen, so I'm just going to drag that out a little bit so I can see everything like so. Okay, and go to page layout, change orientation to portrait, make sure everything is visible, highlight it again, file, print. Okay, it's not asked me to take off the row columns, it's not asked me to add the row columns, so I'm just going to leave them on for this particular exercise. And then actually I've changed my mind, I'm going to take them off. Go to sheet, row column headings. Okay, done. Okay, that's that done, and I can print that as well, and that's printed. Back to the question. Change the data model so the resort Sun Village has an extra 50 rooms added. Okay, so Sun Village, extra 50. Okay, I want to first make sure there's no other Sun Village. There isn't. Okay, an extra 50 to that would make it 75. So I'm going to add this to that. I'm going to make that 75. Enter. And that's it. Print it again. Okay, just print it, do exactly the same thing again and print it again. Make sure you include all this evidence in your evidence document. That's out of 39 marks. Okay, and I think I have picked up every single mark. Thank you for listening. I hope this helps you. This is the end of this tutorial.